Welcome. Today we are talking about pain between the shoulder blades. I think this is probably one of the most requested areas that people have to work on. So people tend to get tight between their shoulder blades. Do you ever feel like, especially if you have a computer job, that you're kind of just hunching forward, that you feel that tension back there between your shoulder blades? It doesn't feel good. And so many of us, we drive a lot, we sit at computers, we're on our phones. There's such thing as a texting neck, and that kind of pulls down to between those shoulder blades too. So this release is just easy peasy, and people really love it and feel good with it. So you can do it with one ball, or you can do it with two. I prefer personally to do two most of the time because I tend to have tension kind of like across my mid back, like between those shoulder blades. And so sometimes it just feels really nice to just like open up the whole space. But if you want, you could just do one side at a time and you can really focus on that area. So either way is good. Just feel what feels best for your body. So pretty easy. The only hard part is getting the balls, especially when you're using two, to get them into the areas that you really want. So when I'm laying down, I'm gonna try to get them close to the area when I'm laying down. Now, if you don't have that shoulder range of motion, you can always lay down, like put the balls there first, kind of estimate where they're gonna need to be, and then you can lay down and just kind of wiggle around from there. But if you can lay down, so the balls on me, so say these are my shoulder blades. They're right on either side of my spine, but between my shoulder blades. So I'm going to kind of roll down a little bit, roll around to the side, see what feels good. Now, in this position, my head falls back pretty far. So if that does not feel good to you, get a pillow. You really want to be able to be nice and relaxed when we're doing these releases on the balls. So get a pillow, do whatever you need to be able to be comfortable. For me right now, I'm not worried about it so much for me because I'm not going to be doing the whole release, and so I'm not going to go grab a pillow. But if that is something that would be more comfortable for you, please pause, go get a pillow, and get yourself set comfortably. So again, you're kind of going to roll around, see where it feels tight. Now, these balls are not the same as the harder ones that a lot of people are used to using. A lot of people are used to using like lacrosse balls, tennis balls, racket balls. Now, those are great if you're wanting to get into like a very specific little spot where there's like a really tight knot. That's great if you kind of just want to like get into that spot and really kind of just roll around on it and work that out. But that's not always the best thing for our body. Sometimes our body just needs a chance to soften and melt for a long period of time. And oftentimes that will actually be more beneficial for a knot, especially if it keeps coming back over and over again. This will actually be more beneficial in the long run. It might not feel like you're doing as much because you're not going to feel that direct, necessarily like deep pressure into that painful knot. It's going to be more of like an opening and a softening around the area, but the time factor is what's huge for this. So myofascial release is usually 3 to 5 minutes when you're laying on the ball. So you want to make sure that you're down for a decent amount of time. If you're only doing this for like a minute, you're probably not going to feel much. So if you can get into a comfortable position, you can have your knees bent, you can have them straight, whatever feels good to you. And then just lay there, visualize the tissues that are over those balls just melting and softening. And then bring your awareness in. Is there anywhere else in your body that is saying something to you? Is there discomfort anywhere? Is there heat? Is there tightness? Is there anything going on anywhere else in your body? And that tells you where to go next with your release. And it might not make sense. That is totally normal with the fascial system because the fascial system is one big continuous structure throughout our entire body. And so it doesn't necessarily follow the lines of like anatomical structures. Like it doesn't follow along with specific muscles or anything like that. So if it doesn't make sense, do not worry about it. I am more worried about people actually listening to their bodies and doing what their bodies are asking them to do. That is just the biggest part of myofascial release. So after you've done this for about 3 to 5 minutes, you can go longer if it feels good to you. Just nice and easy. You can roll off of them and sit up nice and gently. And then, like I said, if you feel somewhere else in your body that was kind of talking to you while you were doing that, put a ball on it and figure out a comfortable position to lay so that gravity is drawing your body down over the ball, and then you can feel the ball coming up into those tissues and visualize them all melting and releasing. So again, I say this over and over and over again, listen to your body. You're the only one that knows how you feel. So if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. But if it's a therapeutic kind of pain, like the hurt so good, then that's great. That means you're probably in a really good area that needs to be open and released. So if you have any questions, you can type them below in the comments, or you can go see a myofascial release practitioner. That's what I would suggest over anything, because I cannot give medical advice through this platform, but you can go see a myofascial release practitioner in your area by going to myofascialrelease.com and then click on the button that says find a therapist. And hopefully there is someone in your area doing this kind of work. It's amazing, and I don't think you will ever regret it. So that's what I would suggest. But if you want more videos like this, please like the video and please subscribe, and I will continue to put out more content. I hope you have a wonderful day.